Hey everyone, welcome back to Music with Ryan. Thanks for joining me today. I just want to do a basic, quick, little brief lesson about how to name the notes on your guitar. And it's super easy to do, easier than most people really think, and it's something that's very important. Especially if you want to, gain a greater depth of knowledge about music, about playing your guitar, about taking solos. A lot of it starts, again, with just naming the notes on your guitar, being able to figure out the names of the notes on your guitar. Because once you're able to do that, it really will open up a lot of doors for you, okay? And so you really only need to know about two things. Maybe a third thing, but really there's only two main factors, and we can get you going right away on naming the notes on your guitar. So, first, the names of your strings, okay? Some of you are like, I've been playing for years and I don't really know the names of my notes on my guitar, the string names. Well, you got to learn the string names. It's elementary, right? So string names. Boom, that's number one. Got to know your string names. In this case, I'll start from the high E. I'll write it out like tablature. E, B, G, D, A, and E. Okay, so first string, sixth string. Okay, got to know that. And again, this applies for any stringed instrument. So if you know the names of the notes, or the string names, of any stringed instrument, then you can figure out where the notes are at. Okay, so the second thing you need to know, big one here, is you need to know that there's a half step between the notes E and F and B and C. Okay, a half step. So now if we think about the musical alphabet, A through G, right? And we can think about that musical alphabet on a piano, the A through G is all, there's 8 octaves. A through G, all the way up. And there's black keys in between some of those notes. In almost all places except between B and C and E and F. Okay, so I'm going to say a half step. Okay, a half step between B and C and E and F. So half step. Between B and C, E and F. Okay? B and C and E and F. So, if we know those two things, we can figure out almost all the names of the notes on our guitar. I'm not going to talk about sharps and flats quite yet. I'm going to do it here in a sec, but I want to get us going. So, if I pick up my guitar here, and again, just real quick, think about that B and C and that E and F. If you think about the piano, like I mentioned, there's no black key in between. It's just 2 white keys back to back. Okay, everywhere else there's a black key. So then it's a full step. Okay, a full step. And in case you didn't know, or like, well, how do I know what a half step or whole step is on my guitar? Well, a half step is 1 fret, the distance 1 fret to the next. So that's a half step, 3rd fret to the 4th fret. And then if it's a whole step, it's like the 3rd to the 5th. Okay? 2 frets is a whole step on my guitar. Okay? So now we know where the half and whole steps lie. And we know the names of our strings. We can figure out the names of the notes in our guitar. So let's start. Let's do an example. Let's start with the low E string here. So I pluck the low E. It's sounding an E. Okay? So, I should write a little diagram, I think, here real quick. Let's do this. This will be even a better visual. So, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, and then between these two, it's a whole. Between these two, half, whole, half, whole. Okay, this isn't any particular scale. I guess it could be, but it's just a diagram to show you the whole and the half steps. Okay, another visual. So, low E. Okay, I'm at the E. I'm going to go up a half step. Okay, we're not going to do any sharps or flats again. E to F, 1 fret, half step. Let's see if I can get you a good angle there. Okay, 1st fret. Now I'm going to go F to G, whole step. So on the 1st fret, what's a whole step? 2 frets. That's a G note. Okay, it comes back around here, but between G and A is a whole step. So if I'm on a G note, I'm going to go up a whole step, 2 frets, A. And then I'm going to go to A to B is a whole step, A to B. 7th fret now. Now look, B to C, half step right there. B to C, 8th fret. C to D, whole step. D to E, whole step. And if you know something on my guitar, E again, 12th fret, it kind of starts over. It's the octave, okay? The low E, and then the next E up is right here. So the double dot kind of always starts over, so to speak. Okay, let's take another string, okay? We'll start with the A string, okay? A. So I got an A. I need to go up a whole step, or 2 frets. A. First fret? Nope, that's only a half step. You need to go to that whole step. Here we go. 1, 2. That's a B note. Okay, now I'm going to go B to C, half step. I'm on the 3rd fret. C to D, whole step. D to E, whole step. E to F, half step. F to G, whole step. And look at here, we go back to A, whole step. 12th fret. Double dot. Let's do one more real quick. D string, open D. Gonna go to E, whole step. So 2nd fret. E to F, just a half step. F to G, whole step. G to A, whole. A to B, whole. B to C, half. C to D, whole. Look at there. 12th fret, D note. Open D. Okay? So, you can name the notes all over your guitar for the most part. So let's do sharps and flats real quick. So what's a sharp and a flat do? Well, a sharp raises the pitch and a flat lowers the pitch. A half step. Okay? So sharp raises pitch, half step. Okay, you might see this symbol sometimes like this. That's what the sharp symbol is. And then a flat lowers a half step. Lowers a half step. Okay, and then the flat sign's usually like this. It's like a lowercase b. Okay, so flat and a sharp, half step, raise a half step, lowers a half step, just like that. So let's do an example here real quick. Now we'll be able to name all the notes in our guitar. So let's just go back to the low E, and we're going to name every note. So we're going to kind of go chromatically, okay, just for the sake of example. E, the next fret is F. So now I'm going to keep going up, so I'm going to be doing quote unquote raising everything a sharp. Okay, F, I go up a half step, that's F sharp. I go up another half step, it's a G. I want to make G a G sharp, so I go up a half step. I'm at G sharp, and then I go up to A, it's a half step. Then A sharp, B. Now between B and C there's no black key, only half step, so we can't. I could say maybe, so B, C, I can maybe say B sharp, but no one would really say that very often. And then B, B sharp, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Okay, now what about going down? Okay, now we'll say we'll be lowering the pitches all, we'll be flattening them all a half step, okay, or going down chromatically. So E, now E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E. Okay? So go a little quick there, but I think if you need to watch this again, go ahead. Just try it a few times. Say the names of your notes, like pick a note and try to name it. Okay? Another thing with the sharps and flats is that, as you may or may not have been asking in your head, is, well, can't one note be actually two notes? Well, yes, it can. We call that an inharmonic note. So, for instance, right here on the second fret of the low E string, that's an F sharp note or a G flat. Perhaps here, this is a G sharp or an A flat. And all that depends on what key you're in. If you're in a flatted key, if you're in a key with flats signs, or a key with sharp signs, okay? I'm not going to get into that too much, but yes, one note can actually be two different notes, okay? So sharps, flats, names of your strings, where your whole and half steps lie. If you're able to do that, you're able to name the notes in your guitar, and it's going to drastically improve your music knowledge, and when you start to think about taking solos and where melodies lie and how things work together. Often people ask, well, why? Well, here's one reason. Why? Why is it an A? Why is it a B? If you know this, then you kind of start to know. All right, so leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Members, free members, leave a comment on the lesson page if you so choose, got questions, you want to start a conversation. If you're not a free member, you can sign up right here, click this link, and be a free member and access all my free lessons. I'm going to be doing a lot of these lecture type lessons, just real quick, learn a little something to think about. So sign up right over here and you'll access my free member area, no charge or nothing like that, and start, creating some conversations within the community. All right, till next time, thanks for watching.